Why is SAN-attached storage important?
It's mostly relevant on the database server side, of course. Databases need to have access to large amounts of disk space. We have terabyte-sized data warehouses, hundreds of terabytes these days. So even a small database server is still using a lot of storage. In order to be able to access this storage very well, we need fast access. So there's really two parts to SAN. One is that we need shared storage because a large part of our customers actually deploy Oracle database clusters in an environment, and we're a shared storage architecture. So that means that every server within a database cluster needs access to the same storage at the same time. So in that case, SAN is a requirement. There's also network attached storage. However, from a performance point of view, if you really want the high-end, fastest access to storage, then SAN with now 8 gigabit cards and so forth is definitely the best solution.
What are the benefits of 8 gigabit fiber channel for Oracle customers?
In general, people want high performance. So they want a server with lots of CPUs, lots of memory, and when you run a large database, we need lots of I/O. We have database clusters that have, for instance, 10 gigabytes of I/O processed per second across a cluster. And so there's lots of data movement between the host servers, which are getting more and more powerful, and the actual storage arrays. So the higher the connection, or the faster, the more bandwidth you have between the servers, the hosts, and the actual disk arrays, the better. So 8 gigabit is a lot better than 2 gigabit and so forth. So it's good for us.
What are the benefits of converged networks to the data center?
There's really two benefits. One is the main benefit on the system administrator side, or the IT administrator side, in the sense of setting up the servers. There's one cable or one wire, maybe two wires coming out of a box. It's easy to track which machine is plugged into which switch. It's easy to keep track of all these things. The number of wires in the data center goes down drastically. It looks a lot cleaner. It's just a lot easier to maintain. Now, basically on the software side, from an Oracle point of view, what's interesting here is that we're very much into clustering, and part of clustering means that when a system within a cluster misbehaves, we have to be able to shut that down, because it could wake up again suddenly and do an I/O to storage, which would then cause data corruption and so forth. And so what we can do with fewer wires is we can disable one port and basically totally isolate that one machine from the cluster, from the network, from the storage.
Describe Oracle's partnership with Emulex.
The relationship with Emulex is a very good one, and it's also a little bit different from a generic Oracle partner point of view. Traditionally, Oracle as a company dealt with the storage array vendors. We dealt with EMC and NetApp, and a lot of the benchmark and performance work was done with these few larger vendors, and they sort of took care of the relationship with either the network vendors or the storage vendors like yourselves in the back end. However, when we start moving into the Linux space, where we do Linux OS development, we have a Linux OS support program, we actually have to have a relationship now with every vendor that we support. So all the components in the stack, that includes the storage adapter vendors, it includes the network card vendors and so forth. And one interesting aspect is that Emulex has actually always stepped up to the plate, saying Oracle is important in our market because we're focused on the high-end storage. Oracle, obviously, with our product space, lives in that area as well. So a close partnership has always been very, very beneficial. Now, where this helps is, one, as showed in the data integrity program, we actually do work very well together from a development point of view. We have a lot of support relationships, we have development relationships, and from a customer point of view, that helps when they have a full stack, they get the software from us, we can work together on making sure that the storage adapters are okay, that the device drivers are the right ones, that the whole stack's been tested top to bottom. When there are support issues, we can work together as companies and partners, and there's no conflicts. It works just really well together.
What does Oracle consider to be the most important aspect of third-party partnerships?
The main thing, I believe, is a support relationship from a customer point of view. We're all in it to make sure that when something goes wrong at a customer site, that we can work together. And so there's obviously the development projects where we can introduce new functionality, but those are more long-term things. They're not immediately visible to customers, but what's really immediately visible is having a support statement that says, if there's something wrong, the 2 companies or 3 companies are working together to solve your problem. That's really what we're trying to do with the software stack, and that's where we work with the hardware vendors to ensure that also that part is seamless. If there's a firmware bug we would expect, however unlikely that might be, we have to make sure that we can work with Emulex as a partner or any other partner to be able to resolve this quickly. And I think support definitely is the support relationship between the multiple vendors is definitely the most critical one.